The debate of assisted suicide has become one of the most controversial topics in healthcare since the legalization of abortion. Assisted death is the practice of a physician aiding a terminally ill patient in death. Different from euthanasia, it allows the patients to take the lethal dose themselves. Secobarbital is the leading drug used in assisted death. Those in favor for assisted suicide argue it's the ethical thing to do to relieve the terminally ill patient of the pain and to die under their own circumstances. Being that it's their own body and life, it should be their own right. The same argument is often used in abortion. The opposing side claims that the legalization endangers the weak and vulnerable. If legalized, suicide would be pressured onto those who are susceptible and create an unsafe medical environment. But this is not true, because of the choices of assisted suicide can only be brought up by the patient in places where it is legalized. Certain doctors are against assisted death because ending a life would go against the Hippocratic Oath. This is a pledge that all medical workers take that, in summary, says that they will do no harm to a patient. On the other hand, letting a patient suffer is doing him or her harm anyway. The controversy was caused because of the upbringing of modern medicine. Because the medicines are available to remove the pain permanently, these practices should be exercised. Some who are terminally ill and need 24-hour aid in everything they do wish to die with dignity. Although 7 out of 10 Americans think that physicians should be able to aid their patients in death, only 6 states have legalized it: Oregon, Washington, Vermont, Montana, California, and Colorado. Lee v. Oregon was a Supreme Court case involving the controversy of assisted death. A group of physicians in Oregon were thought to be overusing Oregon's Death with Dignity Act. This allows terminally ill patients who are mentally stable to end their lives through self-administered doses. The court ruled that assisted suicide isn't a guaranteed right in the Constitution, but states may freely vote on it themselves. Other countries, such as Switzerland, Colombia, Belgium, and Canada, have legalized this practice. The counter-argument for assisted suicide claims that it would turn into a slippery slope and that those who don't truly want death would be murdered. But out of all the states and countries that have utilized this practice, there's been no signs of unwanted death being carried out. At this time, only a small fraction of the United States has legalized this beneficial practice. The many states that are not allowed to perform assisted suicide are causing people in their states to suffer. Since assisted death, a much more civil option, is not available, certain patients who would rather know life than suffering decide to end their lives themselves. This option leaves a traumatic scene for their loved ones to find, and is an undignified way to end their life. Assisted death also allows the patient and their family to save money. Operations, prescriptions, and treatments can all be very costly in today's age. It's possible that these costly healers aren't even healing the patient, but more so just extending the longevity of their lives. The cost to treat a terminally ill patient in the last 2 years of their life is between $35,000 to $90,000. If the patient wishes to die, a great deal of money could be saved. The financial debt left to families who cared for a terminally ill person is something that could be potentially avoided. But since assisted death is not legal in the majority of the country, the benefits cannot be fully exercised. Change on this topic is vital to the country. As of now, states can vote on assisted suicide, yet it remains undiscussed. Assisted death should be voted in favor of at the federal level under the following circumstances: the patient is above 18 years old, gives verbal and written consent, has been diagnosed by 2 separate physicians with 6 months or less to live, and is a current citizen of the United States.